I think spiritual warfare is something that we should focus on.
Yes.
That's, as someone who lived a life of violence, can I just say, spiritual warfare, the concept of it and being a better person and discipline and faith fires me up so much and makes me want to be a better Catholic and so proud of my faith. I haven't even been baptized and I'm like, I just want the Pope to ask me to fight someone. You know what I mean? Like, I wish there was a military order. That's how I feel. And I think that there's something bad about that. And I shouldn't do that as a result. Just like how if someone wants to be an exorcist, that's the person you never let do it.
Right.
But like, so maybe I shouldn't do it, but the will is there.
Energy.
The will is there, and I want that for myself. And spiritual warfare is interesting because as I realized, okay, I don't want to sin anymore, and I have all these rules, and I understand what's expected of me, and what is beautiful and good, and what is unholy, and now I have to live that. And to live that is difficult. Every day you're tempted. The devil is real. When I did convert, I started to have wild nightmares.
Yeah,
crazy nightmares of like where I would women would be like asking me to sleep with them, and then they would be like maggots would be coming out of their like stuff that I was like, I need to put my cross back on to go back to sleep. Yeah, it was weird. And
I don't mean to receive what you're saying with nonchalance because I know I've had the exact same thing.
It's something that I then learned. It's like a common. I'm like, okay, because one of my friends asked me once, and I'm getting way derailed. I'll be really quick and get back to spiritual warfare. One of my friends asked me once. He goes, "I want to see a ghost. I want to be possessed by a demon. Bring it on. Where are you at?" Because he's like so secular, such an atheist. And I was like, why would the devil waste his time on you?
Yeah,
you're lost.
He has you already.
You're lost. And then I came to that realization as I began to find my faith. I go, the devil is real in my life and affecting me in a tangible way. And so spiritual warfare is how you go to war with Satan. And the thing that's interesting about that is I lived a life of violence. I've participated in a lot of organized violence and fighting. There's a lot of randomness that you have to account for. You could be the greatest warrior of all time and you didn't account for the step that you tripped on, that you fell, and then you were killed or hurt or whatever. Spiritual warfare, there is no random component. It is you versus everything else. It is you, your will, your faith in God and Christ, and all the strength you can muster, unaffected by random chance, against sin and unholiness. And there's something so appealing and interesting and beautiful about that it's like take up your cross, no random elements. It's just you versus him. And I just think that's really beautiful and interesting.
Quote from C.S. Lewis, the idea of the knight, the Christian in arms for the defense of a good cause, is one of the great Christian ideas. War is a dreadful thing, and I can respect an honest pacifist, though I think he is entirely mistaken. What I cannot understand is this sort of semi-pacifism you get nowadays, which gives people the idea that though you have to fight, you ought to do it with a long face and as if you were ashamed of it. It is that feeling that robs lots of magnificent young Christians in the service of something they have a right to, something which is the natural accompaniment of courage, a kind of gaiety and wholeheartedness.
Oh, dude, C.S. Lewis has some bangers.
Yeah, I freaking love him.
Lion and the Witch in the Wardrobe didn't do a lot for me.
Yeah.
I've been reading a lot of his other writings and things he said, and I'm like, wow.
Have you read his essay or his sermon, Men Without Chests?
No. I'm going to have to. Yeah, best friends with Tolkien, and I'm like, there's something to this. I gotta.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's we just wanted a whole thing about masculinization and just like being courageous in your faith. I think it applies to women. I think it's womanly too to be courageous in your faith. Of course. You know, to be I just think it's good. I know that I'm like a convert, and so it's like, oh, look at this guy, 6 months of mass or whatever, says he's whatever, but like I do very much believe these things.
And everything you're saying I agree with. You think of Teresa of Avila. I don't believe she ever studied a day of theology in a seminary or rather a university setting or anything like that. And yet she knew more than most of the priests. So we have to be humble as we say these things. But Hey, thank you so much for watching. Before you go, do us a favor, leave a comment, let us know what you thought of the video, like, and subscribe.